All right, I'm back again. Another message, and we're talking about the reason why it's hard for you to affect the narcissist in the same way that they affect you, right? Um, the narcissist done a lot of bad things, right? And they've caused a lot of turmoil. They've caused a lot of heartache, pain between you and them, right? Whether it's parents that are narcissists, whether it's romantic partners, intimate partners, whatever, friends, any of these, you know, sets of narcissists, the main common denominator and why it is so hard for you to affect them in the same way and that they affect you, right? You get heartbroken, you give them chances, but on the other side of it, they don't ride like that for you. They don't do the same thing. The main reason is because your emotion to feel, to care is valid and it's real. That's one of the simplest forms to tell uh, about someone, where they stand, if they are, if they lack that empathy. Because a person with empathy, they can't hurt something that they care for. They don't want to. They can, like you can, but you don't want to. You don't want them to feel or have to feel that pain, that emotion, because you're going to instantly relate to what it would feel like if it was done to you. And that's what stops a normal person from going or stooping that low or trying to deliberately hurt someone. That's what stops a normal person from that. Now, with the narcissist at least, um, they don't have that filter because they don't have empathy. So when they do something to someone, when they're trying to hurt someone, they're not looking at it as, gee, I wouldn't want them to feel like this over something that I'm doing to them or something that I'm saying to them. They can care less because everything is about them and how they feel. They have no empathy. They don't see it from your side. And this is why they don't feel anything. When you do, if you were to turn around and do something to them, it wouldn't be like, you know, something that just deeply hurt them. They get angry and then they want to attack back. They're not disappointed in you or anything. And how could you do this? Because narcissists live for that. They live for that type of confrontation. Difference is you being an empathic person who, has empathy and all of that. It's going to affect you a lot more in that exchange than it's going to affect the narcissist. You have a really bad exchange with the narcissist, you get your feelings hurt. You feel betrayed. You feel deeply wounded that someone who you care for would actually, you know, strike at you in that way. The narcissist, on the other side, they feel uh, angered. They feel attacked. They feel like their subordinate is rebelling against them. They feel a loss of control. These are totally different than having an emotional connection to the situation that's causing them to react in the same way that you would react. It's not the same. And this is why the narcissist can get over people so easily, because they don't have the same emotional um, landscape as you do. You know, when you're with a normal person, when they're building and developing with someone, especially over a period of time, some years and so forth like that, that means something that they usually respect and value enough to not try to hurt that or damage that or whatever. There's always going to be that thing to pull a normal person back from going that extra mile to really deliberately trying to hurt somebody. That's the difference. With the narcissist, the hurt and stuff that they cause is deliberate. It's not reactive in most cases. Now, they react when you react off of them in an extreme way because they feel untouchable. They feel like you shouldn't be saying anything. You should just even be grateful that they're dealing with you in the first place. So they feel disrespected. It's a total different dynamic. So when things go bad and you see where the narcissist can just pick up and leave, they never had an attachment to you. Some people be like, well, did they ever love? Was any of that real love? No. People who really love you, if the love is mutual, it's hard to break mutual love. It really is. That's a deep, that's a deep, hard wound to heal. Like, think about it. If you genuinely love somebody and it goes wrong, there's separation or whatever it is, that where ties are cut, that affects you greatly to where you can't just move on from that and pick up where you left off and everything's just good. You would have to be a callous person, a person who is incapable of feeling, a person who is incapable of loving, a person who has absolutely zero emotional connective ties to that person. That's the only person that can do that and walk away like nothing. So if you think about that and you ask yourself, did they really love you? Well, many of you found out that they were already with someone else and picked up and they look fine and dandy. That means, yeah, they were never into you. They never loved you. People that, if it's real, they don't move on that easy because it's going to be affecting them just as much as it's affecting you. They're not going to say the things that they say. They're not going to do heartbreaking things. They're not going to treat you in a certain way. Things you love, you protect. Things you care for, you respect. These things are absent with narcissists. They don't protect anything they love. They don't respect anything they care for either. They don't even respect themselves. There's a difference. The big part that causes confusion in this is the narcissist. They're able to project and deflect and shift blame on to the other person to make it that person's fault as to why they had to react and respond to you in a certain way, to make it the other person's fault as to why they went and cheated and all these other things, to put the blame on you to totally escape accountability of their part. Yeah. So really, it's building up a case to make all their actions justifiable, even though they're dead wrong. They're masters at doing these things to make it seem as what they're doing uh, to be justifiable. And of course, we all know they're masters at playing the victim role, masters at it. And as long as this information's been out, there's still people being duped by that tactic because they're also in an emotional state. If you're an emotional person, the chances of you being manipulated by narcissists or any type of cluster B personality person is high because you're not going to use any rationality within your interaction. And narcissists know how to play on emotion like no other. But at the end, it's going to affect you more than it affects them. And that's pretty much the way it is. Anyway, like the message if you got something from this, subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.